Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you are tuned into Neek at Night. And tonight we have a special guest with Mr. King Axel. Okay, you can find him on IG at King Axel Green, and we're gonna be getting into this conversation. Oh, wait! I'm giving it some interference from myself. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry y'all. It was playing in the back. So anyway, so we got Axel here, and we're gonna be getting into Axel's business a little bit when it comes to dating. But before we get into Axel's business and we get into all of that, you guys know that I have to advertise myself, and I got to be my own sponsor. Okay, so if you guys have not been to my channel before, welcome. We are the Night Owls over here. My name is Neek. This is Neek at Night, and we are the Night Owls. I also have a website. Okay, so on my website, I sell pajamas, I sell slippers, I sell all kind of like bedroom merch. I even got like adult toys. I have, stuff for you, your man, and everybody in between for the bedroom. So click check out, the description down below, and you can find my website and things like that. And you can go to www.neekatnight.com to get yourself some nice little goodies. Okay. Now let's get Axel back on here. So I was having a conversation, and it reminded me of a video I did back in 2018. So back in 2018, I did a video about the show Insecure. So on the show Insecure, there was a segment where Molly, she was dating this guy. She was really into him. They were really like, steaming things up, and she was feeling him. And in conversation, he revealed that he had been with a man before, but he said that he was not gay. After that, Molly was having kind of some conflicting things. She didn't want to be with him because she was like, I feel like he's gay. Like, I can't be with a guy who's been with a man before. And so I was having a conversation with you, and you were telling me how you are fluid, you're interested in women, but you have an issue and you hit a brick wall when you revealed that you have been on the other side. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. So before we get into that, I'm going to refresh you guys' memory on the episode on Insecure that I covered about 2 years ago, just so that you guys can refresh your memory on that episode. And then we're going to get all up into Mr. Axel's business. Okay. So this is the video right here. And this is Molly basically having a conversation with her guy and him revealing to her that, he had been with a man before. So let me mute your mic real quick.
Well, I was 20, kind of had a sexual experience like yours.
What do you mean?
I messed around with a guy before.
Wait, you did what?
I mean, it was like a long time ago. My friend and I were at this party in New York. I was super drunk. Went back to his place, and just kind of happened.
What kind of happened?
He went down on me.
So you're like, bi?
No, definitely not. I mean, I'd never done anything like this before, and I knew afterwards it wasn't for me.
Like how long after?
Like immediately.
Okay, so as you can see, immediately when it happened, he knew for a fact that wasn't his thing.
Okay, so to get that video, definitely, take a trip down memory lane on my channel. This was all the way back in 2018 that I did this video. And it's titled, Ladies, Could You Date a Man That's Been With Another Man But Not Gay? Now, in King Axel's situation, your situation, I think, would be a little bit different because you are still actively engaging in the other side. So I guess introduce yourself and then we'll go from there.
All right. Well, I'm Axel Green. I'm 29. I'm in California. Pretty chill dude, adventurous, spontaneous, open-minded. I just out here living, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I met Neek and we had some good conversations and she invited me onto the show to, just share my experiences about my sex life. So yeah, I'm here to share that.
Okay. So if you guys are wondering how, well, I guess it really doesn't matter. So in conversation, let's bring it back to what are your interests as far as dating?
Shit, I mean, I just want to find like, a woman who like, I guess she's like not so much the same personality, not so much the same personality as mine, but like she's willing to, be open-minded about, my past and my present, like, or, stuff that I'm still interested in. So my ideal for somebody would be somebody who's open-minded, adventurous, spontaneous, and their sex drive matches mine because my sex drive is pretty high.
Okay. So do you think that the reason why you dabble into, other things is because of your high sex drive, or do you have an attraction to the other side
Uh,
or the same side?
well, like, I mean, I've had a high sex drive since like a young kid, so I mean, that's like a big part into it. But as far as like trans women and men, I really didn't start, I guess, looking at trans porn and gay porn until like like maybe like 2 years ago. So when I started looking at it, I was just like, dang, like they got ass and like titties, like you know what I mean. But of course, like they still have male parts, but it's like shit. I'm like, damn that shit. It fucking. I'm curious. I'm like shit. That shit. I mean, sometimes when guys we be on our dry spells, like for me, I can say like I'm horny as fuck. So it's like when I can't, I guess get sex from I'm gonna try to be politically correct. I guess cis woman. When I ain't getting sex from cis women, I'm like, fuck it. Why am I over here stressing about my dry spell, not getting no sex when like, you know, there's a whole nother side, that I can explore with, and that's just how I look at it.
Okay. So oftentimes when people hear about like men who explore their sexuality, they think that at a young age it's because maybe you were touched at a young age. Was that your case?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I had some uncomfortable sexual experiences in my young years, and I think they may play a part into why I became more curious as I got older. But I don't use it as like a crutch or anything. You know what I mean? Like shit happens. Like I know people have been through way worse than me, but I don't really like to use that as an excuse. It's just like a factor on why I became curious. So.
Okay. So you feel like people who use that, they're using it as an excuse?
I mean, I wouldn't. I don't. I really don't know. I mean, like, I guess like if you're, I don't know. I mean, for me, I just don't use it as an excuse. Like, I like to take responsibility of my own actions. So, like, for those who don't know, I'm a sex worker. I haven't done sex work in a while. I started like 2019, took a break, and I'm just now thinking about coming back. But when I decided to go into the other side, I was like, I'm about to be on the DL. I'm about to be secretive about it. So I'm like, I'm gonna just go out and do it and put myself out there and show people like, like I don't feel like you should feel ashamed over like, I guess if um, you're suppressing those experiences that you experienced when you were younger, I don't think people should feel ashamed about it because, we're kids, like we can't do nothing about that stuff. You know what I mean? If you were taking advantage of somebody older, so it's like, I feel like you should just like, embrace what happened, and forget and forgive and move on, you know what I mean? And like, if you end up still liking, say like men or trans or if for in a woman's case, like if another woman kisses you, like if you end up liking them, then hey, do what makes you happy. But if you don't like it, I feel like yeah, you should just don't fuck with it. And if you do fuck with it on the low, I feel like you should tell whoever you're about to, be having sex with, because you guys got to be honest and open. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like too many people get in relationships and they don't even tell, their partner that they're doing this on the low and shit. And I feel like that's what brings, like, drama and possibly STDs and shit. So yeah.
So do you tell every woman that you are with that you also dabble too?
To be honest, when I first like came out on social media, and like I made like a video on my OnlyFans with a um of she wasn't a trans, but this is what I guess they call in, a femme is just like a boy who's femme, and he like dresses up like, like women sometimes, but he's not trans. He never went through the transition. So that was like my first experience. And when I did that, sorry, remind me of the question again. I'm trying to
Do you tell every
do I
woman?
tell every woman? Do I tell every woman? Yeah, when I first came out, I wasn't embarrassed. I really wasn't embarrassed, and then I started realizing that some of the women that I wanted to work with, they didn't want to work with me because I, switched over like that. So like I started realizing it was becoming a pattern for, the women that I was the cis woman that I was attracted to, and I was like, dang man, like why is everybody fucking like, like so opposed to it? You know what I mean? So for a while, I felt like ashamed, and I was like, fuck, what did I do? Like none of these like women ain't gonna like me anymore. So like when I would go on dates, sometimes I would tell and sometimes I wouldn't. But fast forward to now, it's like I don't give a fuck anymore. You know what I mean? Like I'll tell somebody straight up. So this is like
And so, but the main person that you're pursuing is who?
right now.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like I guess gender wise?
Yeah.
I would say cis women. Yeah, I mean, cause no offense to anybody, but I just like vagina. Like I like to have the option. Like if I'm fucking, you know what I mean? Like to, like I don't want it to just be straight ass. You know what I mean? Or like I don't know, somebody's on. That's my cousin.
Oh,
He
okay.
just be popping up on me. You want me to mute
Yeah,
or
you can go
something?
get that. You can go
I'll
get
mute. I'll mute and tell him I'm busy right now. One
that.
moment.
Okay. All right. So that is Axel. He'll be back in a second. I respect a person who is going to be honest. Like, I respect somebody who is going to be honest about their endeavors and not going to hide it and be on the down low. I feel like he is an example of a person who, like, I mean, he's like living proof that you don't have to lie about it, because he still gets women. He still engages in activity with women. He still, out here in the world and dating and stuff like that. So I feel like people should use this as a point to be honest.
Sorry.
So people in the chat said his boyfriend showed up. Y'all a mess.
Hey, that's what you get when you put yourself out there. There's always gonna be people that say slick shit, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't get to that.
So okay, so when I talked to you about this, you told me that, before you were officially out with it and you kind of didn't care about what people thought, you said that somebody outed you.
Yeah, before that, yeah, before
So,
I came out, somebody outed me.
so can you tell us about that?
This is crazy because that person might be on here watching.
Why would they be on here?
Hey, that when I tell you the story, you gonna understand. So, this was my senior year in college. I went to college in Texas. So my senior year, my pussy game started, like, I guess, depleting. I'm not sure why, but I think more girls are starting to become like, I guess they were starting to dismiss the Netflix and chill, the Netflix and chill vibes. You know what I mean? Like I saw the transition coming, so I was like, like my pussy game was going down, and I was on a dry spell for a minute. So like I was on a dating app and I was horny as fuck. I was looking for something to fuck, and it was a picture of like a girl's ass, but the caption said, FYI, I'm not a female. So I was like, fuck it, I'm curious, I'm bored, I ain't got pussy in a minute, so I'm just gonna fucking just see what happens. Start texting, exchange numbers, and when the news get exchanged, I find out it's a trans chick. So I'm like, dang, like I never really, really. I don't think before that I never really even met a trans woman before or anything. So I was like,
Oh wait, I thought you thought it was a trans, but wait,
what's that again?
You thought it was a trans, or you didn't think it was a trans? You thought it was a
No,
man?
no, like I didn't know what it was. Like it just said like FYI, I'm not a female. So I was like, fucking like I'm gonna just see like, cause I was like, it didn't show the face, it just showed like the body. So I was like, I guess I kind of got a hint. I was like, maybe it's a trans, but like the ass was fat. Like I'm an ass man, I like ass. So I was like, shit, like the ass was fat. So I clicked on the picture, and we started texting, exchanging. And then when they sent me the picture, it was like a trans chick, and I was like, dang, like this trans shit kind of hot. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck.
Somebody said, Neek, stop judging. I'm not judging. I already had a conversation with him about this. So I'm just asking him about a part that I remember different. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. So anyways, when I find out it's a trans chick, I'm like, yo, like I'm straight. I ain't into this. And like they started sending me more pics, and I was like, fuck, like this shit getting my dick hard. So, cause like, it's sending pictures of like the trans chick, it was like pictures, from the back. Like I love pics from like the back, like I love ass. So I'm like, just like, damn, I'm fucking hard. So I know I shouldn't do this. I know I shouldn't do this, but my dick took over, started talking more. And then eventually I was like the person behind the trans pics, like they started getting like dominant. It was like, yo, send me this shit. And they were like just talking to me. I was like, who the fuck you think you is? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't talk to me like that. And it was like, disrespect me again. Watch what's gonna happen. I was like, fuck you. I'm over this shit. I'm out. So I blocked that person. Fast forward to like a couple of months. I think that happened like maybe in January. So fast forward to April of like my senior year in college. I'm in Denver on a 420 trip with my boys. We out eating. Next thing you know, I get a notification on Facebook from my old chick I used to smash. She like, Axel, everything good? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? She like, somebody just sent me a whole bunch of your news and they're claiming that you're gay. And I was like, at that moment, I knew like who it was. So I was like, I was fucking pissed and shit. And let me backtrack. Before I blocked him, I found out that it was a dude because like we had FaceTime because I was like, are you a catfish? And we FaceTime and it was a dude. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was mad and I was like cussing and shit and everything. And then I blocked him. So he got mad from that, leaked my news to her. Then next thing you know, my news get leaked to my brother, my mom, my godmom, and I don't know who else. So everybody was like, what's going on? What's going on? And I was like, no, I got catfish. I was trying to deny it, you know what I mean? So, and like my brother and my friends took up for me. They was like, nah, Axel, he's just a freak, you know what I mean? That's just how he is. Like, he had catfish, he's just a freak. So that was in 2017. So fast forward to 2019, like I'm fully on like Twitter watching gay porn and trans porn because like.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause you before you go on to that part.
Yeah.
So basically, okay, so you're on a dating website. You see a picture and then they say, FYI, I'm not a real woman. So you assume that it was a trans person.
Exactly.
So you assumed it was a trans person and you sending pictures back and forth. You guys are sending pictures back and forth. Mm-hmm. And then, you kind of getting curious about it. It's kind of turning you on a little bit. Yeah. And so you guys are continuing this communication.
Right.
As you guys are continuing this communication, they kind of get more demanding and wanting you to send nudes. Like, nigga, send me the goddamn nudes right now. And like,
exactly.
Kind of like fatal, I guess, or something.
You said like what?
Fatal.
I don't know what that is.
Fatal, like really like into you, like needing to.
Oh yeah.
Like stalker vibes, kind of.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. And so, okay, so then they're demanding it now versus at first it was just like cool exchange, but now it comes to the point where they're like trying to force you to send these things.
They're like, nigga, send me your ass and shit. I'm like, who the fuck? And, just shit like that.
Yeah. So then at that point, you're pretty much like, no, it's not even fun no more. So you ended because you found out that it was a guy.
Right.
If it was a trans person, would you have continued, or were you more comfortable with it being a trans person versus a guy?
Yeah, because like when I was doing porn and everything, I would tell guys like, yo, I'm not attracted to y'all. I don't like guys' faces. I don't go out looking to try to pull them in. Like I don't even make guy friends. Like all my guy friends are back in Texas. Like I've been in Cali for like 2.5 years now. And like all I got is my family because that's all I need. You know what I mean? I don't trust dudes. No offense to nobody, but. Yeah, so anyways, like I would prefer I would have preferred it to be a trans woman because I like feminine energy. You know what I mean? Like I like women. You know, and like I said, when I get on my dry spell and like shit, chicks ain't giving me no pussy, I'm gonna go shit to a trans woman. So yeah.
Okay, so you prefer trans over gay males. So when you found out that the person was gay and you were like, wait a minute, I kind of wanted more feminine energy. I'm not really into men like that.
Yeah.
Then you cut it off. So
Yeah.
after you cut it off, then they got mad. And so you guys were Facebook friends?
I don't know how he found my information. I don't know how he found these. I don't know why he chose these people to do it, like to pick. Like it was weird. Like, so I went to go report it to the police, like in the town that I was going to school, and I went to go report it, and I sent them everything, the text messages and everything. The only bad thing is that I guess I forgot. I think I deleted like the first messages. Like I would keep deleting like messages every time like he would pop up and shit. So like just because I didn't want to have no evidence. So like that's what hurt me. Like that's why I really couldn't like go with pressing charges. But they found the dude, like he was in another city in Texas, like East Texas, and like they was like, yeah, he's had multiple reports on doing this to people. Because when I was talking to him, he's like, I get basketball players, I get football players, and like just he had it was just like a obsessive personality or something. You know what I mean? Like.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no offense to the gay community, but there's a lot of DL dudes or dudes, period, like openly who like harass men who identify as straight. You know what I mean? That's a problem that needs to be addressed. But anyways, other than that, that's a story for another day. Yeah, that's just what it was. We couldn't go through with pressing charges, and it just ended. And I guess my godmom, like she's real prestigious and known. She's cool as fuck, like, and she knows people. Like she talked to him, and that's when it stopped. And I was like, "What'd you say to him?" And like she's like, "Don't worry about that. Just don't do no stupid shit like that again." So after that, it just ended.
Okay. So after that situation happened,
Let me turn this oven off.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So after that situation happened, people from your football, because you did football, people from your football team started to hit you up and say what?
Man, I hope they ain't watching right now. But I ain't saying no names though. But they was just like, and I got to make sure. Okay, anyways.
You ain't saying no names, so.
Yeah. I just gotta prepare myself. So, anyways, it was like when they hit me up, they was like, "Are you Axel from high school?" And I was like, at first, when like I don't know how many people maybe asked me that, but I would ignore everybody who asked me that because like I didn't want nobody like knowing about what I like my porn and shit and everything. Because at the time, my family, like my mom, she really didn't know. Like all my younger family, like cousins and shit and friends, they knew, but I didn't want her knowing for the time. So, anyways, yeah, they was hitting me up, and I finally started responding. I was like, "Yeah, it's me. It is." Like, wow, I never would have thought you would have been doing this, because like coming from a single parent home, my mom raising two black young males, like she was extra strict on us. Like I didn't party in high school. Like not until like my senior year, but like I didn't lose my virginity till after I graduated. So like people, they was like, "Man, I'm surprised. Like you was always humble and like shy and everything. I never would have expected you to be like this. Like I always had a crush on you and shit." And I was like, "Wow, that's interesting," because like I was oblivious to like the other side, like all until I guess like my last year in college. Like
so people from your football team was saying that they had crushes on you back then.
Yeah, and even then, like before that, somebody had hit me up before. They was like, "Hey, ain't you Axel?" And they was like, "Yo, like I always had to crush you. I want to suck your dick so bad. Like I'll pay you and shit like this."
And these are men who were dealing with women?
I don't know if they're dealing with women, but I mean, shit, like, hey, for everybody I know in the football team, I thought they were straight. So I don't know what they were doing behind closed doors though. So yeah,
that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Also, what else? Oh, okay, so in the chat, people keep asking about you getting tested. They think that okay, well, he's doing all this sexual activity. He probably got STDs. He probably is, all this stuff. So explain to them about, that.
Well, I mean, I've always been, I guess, health conscious. Even though, of course, I do have my hiccups. Like, who doesn't go raw every now and then? You know what I mean? So, you know, like I always try to make sure I get tested often. Um, I've only had like minor STDs, like I mean that's curable. You know what I mean? Like I never had any uncurable STDs. But yeah, I mean I get tested when I come out here. I'm sorry, say what?
You said it so casually, like, oh, I've only had minor STDs. Like, what's a minor STD?
I'm honest, man. Anybody like sexual? I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know if like anybody sexual has ever got any STDs. If they haven't, then kudos to them. But I ain't ashamed. Like
a lot of these people in the chat have had these same things.
yeah,
That
like man, like I don't front or fake for nothing. So, anyways, yeah. When I started getting into porn out here, and then when I crossed over in the studio, a gay porn studio hit me up. That was when I first learned about prep. Like I didn't know what prep was. I would always see it on the commercial, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like some gay pill?" Like, you know, like I didn't know what it was. And then they told me it was like, "Yo, like this is suggested for trans women and gay men because we're highly sexual active, and you know, like HIV is considered to be more, I guess, rampant in the LGBT community." So I got on that shit, and like yeah, like I'm still clean to this day, and I would still use condoms even when using that just in case the condoms bust. So,
but what is a minor STD?
gonorrhea, chlamydia. I don't know about syphilis. I never got syphilis. I haven't really done. I don't really do too much research on well, I haven't done too much research on syphilis, but yeah, gonorrhea and chlamydia. Those are only two I ever had. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, so let's see. You know that got the chat going crazy. So would you consider yourself as being a bisexual man, or would you consider yourself being a heterosexual man?
Honestly, I hate labels, and I mean, because people they gonna label me what the hell they want anyways. People gonna come, oh nigga, you still gay. So it's like I'm the type of person.
But in your head, that's not what they think. What do you feel like you are?
In my head, I guess I would consider myself heterosexual because I've only ever dated cis women. Like, and it's like not to shame anybody, but I mean, like I said, like I like vagina, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna get married and have a family, but if I do, I would want my wife to produce my kids. You know what I mean? Like I never really thought about adoption or anything. You know, say like if I was to or having a a surrogate like mother or whatever. I don't know, like all that shit, but yeah, like if I was to choose to like settle down and start a family with somebody, I would want it to be with a cis woman so she can have my child. So,
would you? Okay, so being that there are women who are accepting, and there are bisexual women, like Kaylani is one, for example, who she had a kid by a man who also has been with men too. So both of them were bisexual. Her baby daddy was bisexual, and she's a bisexual woman. So there are women who are okay with men dabbling in things like that. But being that that's kind of harder to come by, wouldn't you think that it would be easier to date a trans person or just a gay male?
I mean, yeah, it would be easier to date because they would be more open-minded. You know, like, you know, they trans women and gay men, they're pretty much more open-minded, you know, sexuality wise. But there are some trans women who don't even want to talk to, you know, cis men because they fuck, you know, other men. You know, some trans women, they try to really, I mean, hey, if you take offense to this, but they try to fit the real persona of trying to be like, you know, a cis woman, you know what I mean? So they don't like when guys mess with guys because they consider them gay, which I think is contradicting. But anyways, yeah, I think it would be easier. So like if I was to date a trans woman, I think it may be easier than dating a cis woman who is closed-minded and doesn't agree with sleeping with, you know, trans women and men.
So would you date one?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, like I'm a highly sexual person, so I would want my partner to, you know, I would want to like have sex like a lot. You know what I mean? I would want them to have sex a lot too. I wouldn't want them to just have sex just to please me. Like I want a chick who's like, I come home from work and her pussy and ass is in the air waiting for me to eat it and fuck it. You know what I mean? But no offense, but with trans women, you know, like they got a douche and everything, and like I don't like shit. Like I don't like shit on my dick. Like you know what I mean. And it's an accident sometimes. I mean, it's natural. It's what happens. But if I'm with a female, like a cis woman, like I have the option of ass or pussy. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to just settle for getting shit on my dick. And like,
Wait, has that happened? Like shit on your dick?
yeah. I mean, it's a part of it. I mean,
Oh my God.
anybody in porn who does anal can tell you that they have shit on their dick. So yeah, it's just what happens. But I mean, sometimes people they do well to where accidents don't happen. But I don't like taking that chance every time. Like if I want to fuck something, I at least want to just be like, oh, okay, it's just a woman's cream. You know what I mean? At worst, blood, but that's just what I prefer. I prefer pussy over asshole.
So you changing up your answer, probably being more politically correct because we're on live. So I'm gonna let you have that because you told me something totally.
Bring it up. I want to know.
You said that you absolutely will not date a trans person.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did change my mind. I mean, my mind changes like every day, every second. You know what I mean? So I thought about the conversation we had, and I was like, 'cause for a long time, I wouldn't. It was one trans chick I was feeling, you know what I mean? Like I took her on a date and I would hang out with her, but I don't know, like I guess we just fell off. I don't know what happened. But it's like every now and then I'll be like, can I really date one? And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess the only way I would date one is she would be okay with me fucking other cis women, you know what I mean? Like if I'd be like, yo, I want some pussy, I'm tired of fucking asshole, like like you gonna let me fuck another chick, and if not, then I'll just stay single. So.
Oh, okay, so you changed your mind within 24 hours.
I mean, I've always been on the middle ground. I've always been contemplating without actually dating.
Yesterday, y'all, he was like, I absolutely will not date a man, and I will not date a trans person, and I only want to date a woman, and yada 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 yada. So today he's all politically correct because you know it's 600 y'all around that.
Nah.
Politically correct, nah. He all politically correct now, like, oh well, possibly, you know. I mean, but I feel like that'll be a better situation for you. I feel like, you know, if you like that and that they're gonna be more accepting to the lifestyle, they're probably gonna have the same sex drive as you. You know, they're gonna match your sex drive. You might as well get with one.
I mean, yeah, but another thing is there are plenty of women who will be open-minded to my sexuality. I just haven't found them yet. And I know like a main place, like, you know, where those women are, like in the sex worker community, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of sex workers who are bi. Like it would be like times when I would follow somebody on Twitter and they'll follow back like a cis woman, and I'll be like, just FYI, I have done trans and gay porn in the past, and she was like, honey, I'm queer as fuck. Like I don't give a fuck. Like those are the type of women I like. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Life is too short, I feel like, to have extreme preferences. I mean, like you could do that if you want, but I feel like you're just limiting your, you know, you're limiting your pool. You know what I mean? I feel like we all have to compromise our preferences at least sometimes. You know what I mean? So.
Mm-hmm. What do you say to the people who think that? What do you say to the people who think that you need therapy? Like a lot of people in the comments are saying he needs a therapist. He needs a therapist. He needs counseling. What do you say to those people who think that you need help?
I would say anybody who has trauma in their past needs help. So, I mean, I have been to therapy over the years. My mom used to like bring family counselors to talk with all of us. When I was in college, I would go talk to the school therapist and shit. Like I talked to therapists when I graduated out of college, but it's like when I look at that shit, I feel like it's a business at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Some people are just in it for the money and they really don't really give you the answers that you're looking for. But the reason I like it is because I get to vent to a stranger and get a different perspective about my life. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm not closed off to getting therapy. Like I feel like anybody who says they don't need therapy is lying to themselves. But yeah, I mean, I'm in the process of like looking for a new therapist in my current location, but I'm not stressing it because, I mean, this is a whole nother subject and I won't get too deep in it, but yeah, I believe in God. So like God is my main therapist. So, but yeah.
So somebody, do you see the question that's on the screen? They said, Neek, ask him when was the last time he was with a man. I bet he say a year ago. If he doesn't, he's not telling the truth.
This is probably somebody who like maybe knows me or something, but the last time I was with I guess somebody in the LGBT was maybe, let's see, I moved to my new place in November. So I would say either October or December. That was the last time I was with a member of the LGBT, and it was a trans woman. But who is this? Like, how do you know that I'm lying? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't feel like you would lie about it.
but I'm saying, like, who is this? Like, how would you know, like, that I'm lying? But I don't know. People amaze me, man. That's why I don't try to be too social media famous, because people they just come up with their own theories in their head and shit. But anyways, next question.
So the last time you was with a trans person was, you said November?
Probably like November or December.
Oh, okay.
And she was cool. Like we vibe, like shit, fucking chilled as fuck. We fucked on the first night, you know, like, and like the only reason I stopped talking to her because when I saw on her Snapchat, she was posting pics of like her, I guess her ex, and I was like, why the fuck are you posting pictures of your ex and shit? So I was like, yo, I'm gonna end this because I don't want no fucking drama. Like, niggas get possessive over, you know, people nowadays and shit. Like, oh, you talking to this nigga and something? Like, that's why I've been single my whole life. I don't deal with drama. So,
All right.
yeah.
So, damn, I had a question. I forgot. What was I about to ask you? I totally forgot what I was about to say. Somebody said, why is he still calling himself heterosexual? Oh, they want to know about, not, you don't have to answer that one. Okay, so about being a bottom or a top. People are very interested in the role that people play in the bedroom. When they hear that you dabble into, you know, gay and trans sex, they think that you getting bent over and they getting bent over and y'all both bending each other over.
That was my conception too for a long time before I found out about this lifestyle. But yeah, I mean, what you want me to state my position?
Yeah, like, do you get bent over in the bedroom? Are you a bottom? Are you a top?
I'm a top.
Have you ever been a bottom?
Never. And there was, if this person is watching, there was an incident where I felt like maybe I may have been taken advantage of. I don't think I was. And I think they told me that they took advantage of me, like when I passed out, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't think nothing really happened because I knew my asshole would have been on fire if that shit would have happened. So, but it's just the fact that why somebody, you know, like, you know, if I pass out and then I wake up and I'm asking what happened and this person is saying, oh, I did this, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's fucked up, don't you think? Like, that's like rape in a
Yeah.
sense. So it's like, I don't think I was like taken advantage of like they made it seem, but it's still the fact though. It's like, that's why I distance myself, because a lot of that community, a lot of people in that community, I don't care if y'all get mad, they got some fucking issues and they need therapy. Like,
so willingly, so you feel like you were passed out and it possibly happened, but you've never willingly bent over.
Nah, like, I'm a fucking, like, I don't know. To me, like I said, I don't care who gets offended. I feel like getting fucked in the ass is a submissive role. I mean, that's just me. Like, I'm not about to fucking let no man stick a dick inside like my fucking ass. Like, when men stick their dick everywhere, you know what I mean? So,
so you can stick your dick everywhere, but nobody else can stick their dick everywhere.
Exactly. But that's the thing. I know how I am. Like, I know I don't go too far. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's niggas on Twitter, fucking niggas, different niggas every day. Like, I wasn't making content like that. Like, I would make content whenever I could. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be out there like that. Like, you know what I mean? And if I did fucking like fuck somebody who wasn't in the industry and didn't have results, I would use a fucking condom. So it's like, I know every nigga ain't fucking. What's can I say? I know every nigga ain't really sexual aware like that. They think that being on PrEP is good enough, but like, it's not. Nah, you can still catch STDs, like, regardless if it's preventing you from HIV. So, no.
As open and as honest as you've been and how you're putting yourself out here and you're, you know, speaking. I don't know why so many people think that you're lying when you say opposite. Like, just because. I don't know why so many people think that. I don't feel like you're lying about that. Like, if
lying about what?
About getting fucked in the ass.
And I don't care. Like, people, they gonna have their own opinions about me. Like you, when we first met, you had your own preconceived assumptions and shit. Like, I've been getting it my whole life. I don't give a fuck. Like, people, if that's the fantasy they want to have in their head that I'm a bottom, then hey, I hope you enjoy it and beat your meat and or finger your pussy like of me getting bottom. But I ain't got nothing to lie about. So I mean, if I was a bottom, I would fucking say it. I don't lie to fucking people. People like to hide and shit nowadays and shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I don't feel like you're lying about that. I feel like people have an idea of a person's sexual experience based on their experience, and they feel like, oh, because I dealt with a man who was appearing to be straight and he let me poke him in the ass, then all men are like that. I don't think so. I think some men fuck, ass, and then some men get like to do the fuck,
right.
however it goes. I don't feel like it's the same for everybody. I don't feel like you're an ass man. Some people are a boob and a breast man. Some people have foot fetishes. Some people have, like everybody's quirks is not the same thing.
Exactly. And I mean, the whole point of cis women automatically jumping to the conclusion that any dude who's bi or gay is the bottom is just lack of knowledge. That's all it is. So
yeah.
All
right. So at this time, I am going to invite people on. I have Nikki J, who said that she is a woman who is not opposed to a guy who has dabbled, but she can elaborate.
Okay.
Hello, good evening. How are y'all?
What's up?
Hey, Nikki. Thank you for coming on.
Oh, no problem. I'm glad I caught it. I was about to watch Coming to America with my family, and I'm like, oh, let me hop on this real quick. Anyway, so Nick and I were talking yesterday, and did you have any specific questions for me, or you just kind of wanted me to talk like about my side of view, or what?
Okay, well, basically your side of view. So we were talking about men who have prior been with men before, and you were basically saying that you don't feel like there is anybody who is 100% straight, and you would still deal with a guy if he's been with a guy.
Yes, that's true. I studied psychology in college. I have a BS in psychology, and we talked about this thing called the Alfred Kinsey scale, which is a scale of sexuality that goes from like 0 to 6, right? So a 1 on the scale is predominantly heterosexual, incidentally homosexual, meaning you might have been straight your whole life. You might have thought about it. You don't hate gay people. You know what I'm saying? So a 2 is what I consider myself to be predominantly heterosexual, more than incidentally homosexual. So not quite bisexual. Bisexual is a 3, because that means that you would date a man or a woman. You would marry a man or a woman. And I have no intentions of marrying a woman or being in a relationship with a woman, but I have been with women on certain occasions. And so I just feel that if I know myself and I know that I'm not gay, I feel like some men probably feel that same way. Now, some men want a beard, which is what I would not sign up to be. If you know you want a man, just go be with a man. Don't be, But if you tried it once or twice in your life, or, I don't consider you to be gay. And yes, I would date a guy like that.
Okay. So what about in Axel's situation? So Axel is a man who he predominantly wants to date women because he doesn't want to deal with his same side, having to douche and prepare and get ready for sex. He wants somebody that, like a woman who we don't got to prepare and do this outlandish routine to fuck. If we want to fuck, we can fuck right away, And so he wants a woman because he wants to have the option to go vagina or anal or whatever. But he is a person who does OnlyFans. So on his OnlyFans, his audience would predominantly be males. Would you be opposed to something like that?
I'm not opposed to someone having an OnlyFans. And I mean, if you are a male on OnlyFans, you're going to have male subscribers. All these singers and going on, they got, I'm sure, more male subscribers than they do female subscribers. I am against you meeting up with them to do something, because I just feel like at that point, I just don't know. Like, you can't really, when you're with someone that's sleeping with other people, whether that's male or female, you don't know what they're going to do when they get in that room. You don't know if they're going to protect themselves, and then you just putting yourself at risk. Now, my question for Axel is, where do you consider your sexuality on the scale? Because if you consider yourself to be predominantly homosexual, incidentally heterosexual, then for me, I mean, that's not going to work, you know? Or if you consider yourself to be like equally bisexual, so
Uh,
where would you consider yourself on the
so
scale?
so you said two is that you
Mostly hetero. So
mhm,
two, like 1 and 2 is like hetero, right? So
right.
think of 5 and 6 as homo.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say I'm two.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you do desire to be with a woman more
exactly.
than a man, or is it kind of equal?
No, I desire more. Like I said, I've never dated any man, never dated any trans women. Like I just jumped into this whole new lifestyle like 2 years ago, and I moved back to Cali, like coming from Texas. So it's like I just like to fucking bust nuts and get my money, but at the end of the day, I want the comfort of a woman. Like I want to eat her pussy and fucking if I want to have kids with her, I want to fucking bust in her and have some fucking great ass kids.
Hmm. Yeah. So I mean, like a situation like that, I could see myself, dealing with, as long as he's honest about, what he wants.
Yeah.
And I
And
mean,
it's like I told Neek, it's like I'm not going out looking for this shit. Like I used to when I was like when I needed the money, you know what I mean? But like I'm not going out looking for like when I go out I'm looking for females. Like if I go to a bar or a club or something, I ain't looking for trans or men. So it's like if I was in a relationship with a cis woman and she still allowed me to keep my OnlyFans, like she would be the only one I'm fucking. Like I wouldn't be fucking nobody else. Like and if I was to fuck somebody else, I would prefer it only be another cis woman, like another cis woman content creator, just because like I don't want to bring any you know like anything to my wife or my girlfriend at the time.
right, right. I mean, I definitely agree with that, because I just feel like, as far as sex work goes, if you have the desire to be a sex worker, then do your thing. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, nothing wrong with that.
So
So,
yeah, it's all about boundaries.
People in the comments are wondering what cis woman means. And a cis woman, I don't like the term. We're
I don't
natural
either.
born women.
I
But
don't
the
either.
term that they have come up with to differentiate us, which I feel like a trans person versus a woman is enough. But the word that they have come up with to identify women as natural born women, meaning we were born with vaginas, we didn't modify ourselves, we're not, getting surgery to be a woman or image, like we are women, we were born women.
we
So
identify with the gender we were born with.
yeah, we identify with the gender that we were born with. So that is what a cisgender woman is. Okay. Now, I don't like the label cisgendered. I'm a woman. I was born a woman, and that's just what it is. Anybody else who was born something else and now they're trying to achieve what we are, they're the ones in transition of being a woman, not me. I'm just a woman, but that's the difference between that's the definition of the term. Cisgender is natural born woman, for those of you guys who don't know. Now we have King September, who also has a podcast on YouTube. With You have a podcast with your boyfriend, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and tell us about your podcast, and then he also is it you and your boyfriend together tonight, or just you?
It's gonna be both of us, but I'm just talking right now.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, for the people that don't know, yes, I am considered gay. I used to actually live a bisexual lifestyle where I consider myself to be attractive to women and men. But as I got older, I kind of realized like I guess I like guys more because they can relate on certain levels. So I just feel like it's just being more so honest with who you are as a person and just realizing like it doesn't matter what nobody else think about you. Just live your life and be honest. You can't just like contradict certain things. I mean, I feel like when it comes to transsexual women, they are still men at the end of the day. And they have a penis and that they are men. So it's kind of contradicting for me. But I respect you for being honest on certain things. But I mean,
What do you feel like
I've
he's
been
not being honest about?
um I just feel like it's a lot of hidden things that he may not be saying as far as his sexual preference,
Hey,
or what he really likes, in my opinion. I
you
just
can
feel like,
ask if you want.
okay, so I feel like with transsexual women, right? You know that they are men at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So it's in my eyes as me being a gay man, I would still consider you to be gay because I mean they are men at the end of the day.
Right.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This August. This is September's boyfriend. I got a question for you, bro.
What's up, man?
So, if you're into transsexual women, why wouldn't you be able to be into masculine men? Because you know that a transsexual woman is actually a man, right?
I mean, yeah, I know that, but it all comes down to femininity. Femininity, is that how you say it, right?
Femininity.
Femininity, yeah.
Femininity,
It all
yeah.
comes down to that. Like, if I wanted to be with a man, they would be out of the question. Like, I wouldn't even have to worry about trans because I know that they're men. But trans women have titties and they have nice asses, and like,
Ew. I'm just keeping it real, bro. Like,
Why
I'm
you
gay,
say
you know what
ew?
I'm saying? Because I'm gay, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to offend nobody, but I'm into masculine men. I'm into men. I'm not into
Exactly.
like I feel
But
like
you
being
can't.
gay
But
is
you
about
can't.
liking the same
But
sex.
you
It ain't
can't
like liking
project.
somebody that look like the other
But
sex.
you can't project what you're into onto him and think that what
Exactly.
you're into has to be what
Exactly.
he's into.
Because there are
Thank you.
different levels of sexuality.
Thank
I
Right,
you.
would
right,
say.
right.
Like it's different
Thank
levels.
And he on a whole nother level.
I said that I'm on level 2.
Well, yeah.
So what
Well,
else question did you have?
so I just feel like I just kind of like I feel like yes, as men we can be very curious with a lot of things because I do believe that humans are curious by nature. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I do feel like yes, you can live your sexual life, you can do what you want, things like that.
Mm.
But my honest opinion is just being honest with yourself. I just feel like you're not being honest with yourself, and
Why,
that's just how I feel. I'm
why do
not
you
putting
feel
my
that?
preference on you or anything like that, but I feel like maybe 2 months later you may like a man. So
Or
with
maybe
this,
2 months later, I feel like if he decides that he wants to go further down on the scale and say, hey, you know what? Earlier I did this, this, and this, but now I just have this kind of acquired taste. I don't think anything is wrong with it. I don't feel like we should force ourselves into,
Exactly.
I'm saying, certain spaces or certain
Exactly.
boxes, but you do need to be real with the
Yeah.
person that you are with, that you're dating, that you're sleeping with. As long as you keep it real with them, whichever you decide to do and switch up and make sure that you protect them and yourself, to me you're not doing anything
Exactly.
wrong. But
Yeah.
September, I do have a question for you.
yes,
So you said that you were living a bi lifestyle, but now you're gay, right? So why do you think that you have been just completely gay the whole time? Like, why were you living this bi lifestyle? Did you really like women? Were you just pretending to like women? Or like, and like, when did you decide to just be like, hey, this is where I am right now?
I mean for me, I stopped messing with women probably when I was like 18. So I didn't really start messing with males until I was probably like 22. And right now I'm 27. So I've been with the same guy for like 6 years. So I believe in monogamy. So whoever I'm with, that's who I consider to be with. I'm not really like, dabbling or
Axel,
going
you
certain ways.
want to relax because you getting fidgety.
Cause I gotta go pee, yo.
Oh, go pee. Go ahead. Go pee.
This is good though.
Yeah, so I just realized at a certain point, like when I was dealing with females, certain emotions I just didn't want to deal with. And that's just me being honest. And then like when I started, meeting guys and I started seeing like when I met my boyfriend, I started seeing how we could relate on certain things. And I was like, okay, I can relate to this. So yeah, I guess later on down the line I realized I was
Come on
gay.
camera.
This is something that I that I
September
want.
and August. Come on camera.
I'm not coming on camera right now. I'm not fit for it. I don't.
Yeah, word.
Yeah, but
Boo.
well, I'm being honest. I am at work, but I just feel like as a male Nikki, certain things we can I guess feel it's okay, but it's
So were
still
you basically, sorry to cut you off. So were you bisexual because you actually was interested in women, or were you bisexual because you just wasn't comfortable with your sexuality and you really wanted to be with men, but you just needed women as a beard?
no. I mean, with me, I was actually comfortable with women as well. It went both ways for me. I put both of them on equal pedestals, but I guess for me,
Did your
it's
dick
just
really get hard the same?
yeah, correct.
We both love women.
Yeah, like me and my boyfriend, we both actually love women. So I don't have nothing against women at all. That's what I'm saying. Like I just consider myself to be gay because I'm with a guy right now.
So
You
are we
feel me?
wrong for inviting women into our bedroom?
That would be some next level kinky shit that
Ain't nobody said you wrong for doing nothing as
y'all
long as
might
everybody is
want to
consenting
start an
adults.
OnlyFans and get paid for it. Shit. That's all I'm saying.
But yes, Nikki, if that answered your question, yeah, that's just my personal preference.
Yeah, because I do think that, I mean, as you grow in life, as you get older, sometimes you find out that certain things just work better for you as an individual, you know? And so, hey, just be honest with yourself. That's all I got to say. But I'm about to go watch a movie with my family. I got to leave. This conversation is going to be so good. But thanks for inviting me, Neek. And
Thanks
it's
for
nice
coming on.
meeting y'all. Y'all
Nice
have a good
meeting you
night.
too.
That's me.
All right. So,
Yeah.
is there anybody else who wants to ask Axel a question? In August and September, did you guys have anything else you wanted to ask?
No, thank you so much, Nick, for having me up here and being a part of your panel. I appreciate it so much.
What else did you feel like he wasn't being honest about? We didn't get to the nitty and gritty of that.
Okay. I just don't feel like you being honest with who you are, but like I just don't want to be forceful with my opinion because we
That's
all,
all.
progress differently and develop at different stages in
So,
life.
for you looking at it, you feel like he likes men more or something? That's what you're getting?
Yeah, I do, but like I said, that's just in my opinion, because I mean he feel confidently in how he feels, so I can't take that away from him. So
Yeah, and that's the thing. I just want the community to understand. It's like whether it's your opinion on you think somebody's gay or not, it's like don't force it on people because that's like low key harassment, and like that's what I dealt with a lot when I first like came into the porn industry. I didn't realize my audience was gonna be gay men sending me a whole bunch of unsolicited pics and constantly asking, yo, would you ever do this with a man? Would you ever do this? And to the point where when you snap, you're homophobic or you're transphobic, and then cancel culture. You know what I mean? So it's like like people just needs to understand, don't force shit on anybody. If somebody comes down later along the line that, oh, okay, well, maybe I am gay, like that's their own journey, that's their own choice, you know what I mean? Like nobody should be forced to do anything like at any time unless like they're cheating and not being honest. But if they're single and like not hurting nobody, then let them develop at their own pace, or everybody's always gonna be changing. We're gonna be changing till we die. So
right. So let me ask you this. Do you be honest with like women that you do feel that you're gonna potentially be in a relationship with, or
yeah, so like if I'm just trying to fuck a chick, then if she don't ask, then I feel like there's no point in me to bring it up, you know what I mean? But if she asks, like, okay, before we fuck, I want to know, have you ever been with anybody else? Yeah, I'll tell them.
okay, I can respect that.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't easy at first. Like at first, I was like, man, I'm scared to tell because I don't want to lose the pussy. But I'm like, at the end of the day, I can't manipulate nobody, so it's like that's something I just had to accept. It's like fuck it, it's part of who I am. So it's like it's hey, it is what it is.
I respect you for being honest. I don't care what nobody say. I feel like women should have the option to choose, and I feel like you should maybe not wait till they ask. Though I feel like you should tell them. Period.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I feel like you should tell them. Period. But I feel like you're more honest than most, and so I think that I can respect that because dudes, it's so many women in the chat, and they're like, they're judging you. And somebody said I look disgusted. I'm not. I don't find anything about what he's saying disgusting. Like I find it interesting because I think that there's a lot of men who are in the same boat as him who are not honest. A lot of women in the chat as well. They're like, oh, I would never date a guy like that, but are dating guys like that.
Exactly.
They are so hell bent on like they would never do it. They wouldn't be into it whole time. They man is somewhere busting it open because they think that gay has a look. Like they're looking at you and they're like, oh, he's light skinned, got green eyes. They feel like, oh, that's the look. Oh, my man don't look like that, so my man not, like that. But there's a lot of men who are like this. Like there are a lot of men who think that if I'm not getting done in the ass, then I'm not gay. Like they will engage in sexual acts with men, they will engage in sexual acts with trans, and they will engage in these sexual acts. But as long as they're not getting done in the ass, they will claim to not be gay. Like I have a friend who, like a subscriber term friend, his name is Cam, and he's what you would consider like a really feminine gay boy or whatever. the guys that he talks to, he sends me photos of them. They look like thugged out dudes that got kids and stuff. So a lot of these women, they think like, oh, I wouldn't date this person. Like you're dating that person. Like, I'm sorry. Like you're dating, a lot of you guys are dating that person.
It's the truth. The truth.
Yeah.
Welcome, Nene.
But
Hey, everybody. I remember we had this conversation yesterday. And I mean, kind of like what we had yesterday. I respect you that you're honest and open about it.
Mhm.
Personally, like I see, like we were talking about yesterday, Nick. I couldn't for me. I mean, but I also think it's a difference, like what you say you're liking trans women, right?
Mhm.
Armand Wiggins had a conversation like this a while back too, and a guy was similar like that. He only dated trans women, and he also liked the trans woman's man parts.
Mhm.
So in my eyes, I view him as just being
Gay.
Great, yeah, gay and bi because
right.
from what I know from a lot of trans, and I have had like trans girlfriends,
Mhm.
they don't like using that part because it reminds them of their previous gender, right?
Yeah.
So that to me is a difference. Like but my big question I wanted to ask you this whole time, you say you never got done in butt, right?
I'll never bottom.
But have you gotten head? Or have you given head? Have you given head?
Unfortunately, it's a part of my sex career that I regret. But when I did it, it wasn't even with trans women; it was with men. So like towards the 2019, January 2019 is when I started porn. Like July is when I came out as pansexual, even though I don't identify as pansexual anymore. I just did it just to get an audience. But
yeah, because I'm about to say I don't really think that's what pansexual. I wouldn't even consider you to that. You're just what it sounds like to me is you're just kind of like a hole is a hole type of guy.
You said a hole in a hole is a hole.
A hole is a hole.
Well, like I told Nick, I'm just the ass. I'm an ass guy. So like if you got a fat ass, then you automatically got my attention. So but
so a hole's a hole.
Yeah, I guess so if you want to call it that way. But what was we going again about towards the end of my porn career, a company hit me up and I hate the name, but they were called Broke Straight Boys, and it was like just a company that was they put the persona that this is like a straight guy but he needs money, so he does like these gay acts. So
a gay for pay type of thing,
basically. And like they made me, well, I don't say made me, but I had to like suck dick, but I topped in all of my scenes. So and like they would be like, oh, we'll pay you this more if you bought them, and I was like, fuck that, like I ain't doing that shit. Like I didn't even want to get head, but I mean, hey, I needed the money, so, and I don't feel ashamed saying it, but I do.
I mean, but you live in your truth. I think that's the most respectful thing. Like, if anything, it just sounds like the best label would be considered just fluid. Like, there is really like you're just fluid.
Honestly, like I said, I'm just a human being.
Somebody in the chat said, why do you regret it?
Oh, regret sucking dick or regret doing the Broke Straight Boys?
Sucking dick. I guess that's the part you regret, right? Or which part did you regret?
I guess sucking dick was the biggest part I regretted.
Why?
Just cause I didn't fucking
you
like
consider it submissive still, right? That like just like getting done in butt submissive.
That, and then like two, even when it goes to eating ass, like if I was to eat somebody's ass, I would prefer a cis woman or a trans woman. No offense, but just because I know, like, since most feminine women, they like take care of their body and they're more clean and shit and everything. So
you think like a trans person is more clean than a gay person?
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's different cases, but it's
because they douche all the time.
You said what?
Because they douche.
But I mean, the trans chicks that I would mess with, I mean, like they were like, had good hygiene and like they kept up with themselves. They weren't just, I guess what's the term, botched? I guess I don't know, like.
So okay, so you are attracted to like transsexual women, right?
Yeah, like I'm attracted to trans and cis.
And you do know, like, once the wig is off and if they remove their, I'm really not, my bad, bro. Like, I
really want you to say that you like fucking men.
I'm just gonna say, have you seen how like the top trans models look nowadays? Like,
no, I haven't. Like, that's not for me. I'm not saying like,
exactly like they're advanced. Like they look better than some of these cis women. No offense, but like shit, they bad as fuck. And like, That's why I'm attracted to femininity. Like I don't go out and look at men like with beards and all this. Like it's fucking. I don't know. It's just disgusting. Like just because of my childhood when I was younger, I've always had a hate for men. Like I've always suspected that every nigga is gay. Like anybody who like approaches me, I feel like what the fuck this gay nigga want? You know what I mean? So that's just I don't like men.
What's up, Neek? What's up, everybody?
What's up, man?
Hi.
What's going on?
No offense, but that sounds like a lot of insecurities on your part. What you just said, you know.
What about what?
What you just said. Repeat what you just said.
Axel, going forward, people keep getting confused when you say cis woman. So just say natural born woman going forward.
I mean, I like to say females, but you know we're living in
Yeah,
time.
just say female, bro. Because like
People-
real talk,
people are sensitive as fuck now.
to disrespect females. So
Yeah, I don't like
People even get offended when you say female and they say I'm not female.
Exactly. You can't say shit nowadays. So
just say natural born woman. That's the easiest way. But go ahead, finance wine cooking.
So
you think
I can only. You go ahead. You was gonna say something?
No, you said I was insecure because of
he's
what?
29. They were asking how old you are. He's 29 going on 30.
Because the comment you had just made, but I forgot about that just that quick. So anyway, my story is I'm gay, right? Okay. But I've been with women. But I was engaged to this woman. We were like 19 or 20 years old. We were supposed to get married. But deep down, I knew I had those feelings for men. So I had to make this unselfish decision. Do I marry this girl and maybe break her heart, or do I just be honest with her and allow her to be with another man and go about my way, because I would be being selfish if I marry her and spend the rest of my life with her, knowing that I can't really give her all that I feel that she deserves as a woman. And me being an honest person, an honest man, I chose to let her know I love her, but I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna let you find the man that I feel that you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
I still have no regrets to this day.
Do you feel like he's being selfish?
Do I feel like the young man up here is being selfish?
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what you're getting at.
Oh no, I was just speaking, well, basically upon myself. When he was making those statements, I felt it was kind of contradict. He was contradicting himself a lot, you know. But he says he is what he is or whatever, and that's him. You know, I don't try not to judge nobody or whatever. Yeah, because I don't want to be judged.
Yeah, a lot of people would say it's contradicting that I like trans women, but I don't like men, because it's still men at the end of the day. But it's like on Twitter and seeing all these discussions, it's like I can understand why a lot of people agree that, you know, a man liking a trans woman doesn't like fully make them like attracted to men. You know what I mean? Like they still like women.
Somebody has background. Okay, let me mute September. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, it's like September said, they're not attracted to females' asses or females' titties. You know, there's gay men who's not attracted to that. I love titties and ass. You know what I mean? So like, I
got a question.
Wait. I never said I wasn't attracted to that.
Oh, I thought you said you wasn't.
No, I still do like women, but I know where I stand. So if I'm with a man, that's who I'm with.
Okay. Somebody said you when I said I like titties and ass.
Yeah, my boyfriend said that, but that was just as far as like the transsexual thing go. My honest opinion, I don't feel like nothing is wrong with it, but I just feel like you're mislabeling yourself, because at the end of the day, it's still a guy, and you will still be considered gay. But
right.
I'm not trying
what if
to
that push him more into like bisexual if he likes both?
I was gonna say it's more fluid. That would be perfectly the term for you. But
I like the term fluid.
Yeah, I would say that's more fluid. But my question is too, like, so have you ever been with a trans that actually was post-op?
I've talked to one, and I think I may have been with one. She said that she wasn't, but I don't know. Like, it didn't.
Because I feel like that's a little different. Now, some people would still consider that like a man, but I feel like once you actually have, like, you know, the female equipment,
you still.
I would.
What's that? What?
I say it's still trans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still trans, but I would say that, like, say if a guy, like, to me, if I would, like, because I really wouldn't want to be with a guy who's been with a man, right? If he was like, I've been with a trans, but she was post-op, I could be like, okay, Well, I mean, she had to like. To me, it's the thought that like even if you're being with a trans, but you still like do stuff with their manly part. That makes me think, hey, you probably still like, you like some peen.
I mean, my take on that would be like, because there was a lot of trans women that when I would fuck, they'd be like, "Oh, can you suck my dick?" And most of them, some would say that, and then others would be like, "You don't have to like do it. Like you don't have to feel like you have to please me because I already know you don't like that." Like the one trans chick, she was a porn star who I was dating. Well, I don't want to say dating, but we was hanging out. Like I took her out to eat, and we was hanging out and trying to make content with each other. Like it was one night where I was just like, "Fuck it, I'll fucking try it," and I tried to suck her dick, and she's like, "It's okay, you can stop because I know you don't like it." And that's
Oh,
why.
so you did it more than once? Because you said it was just one time.
No, I said I did it when I did Broke Straight Boys.
Yeah, the porn, and then you did it again with the trans woman.
But Broke Straight Boys, it was a 7 week like trip. So I slept with like 7 different men on that trip.
Wait, so you gave multiple head to multiple men?
And I got
Pretty
paid.
much.
Yeah, I was like, because what you said was just that one time and you didn't like it and you were against it. Now you're like, wait, I tried to do it with this girl. I'm like, oh, wait, hold on.
I mean, it's just because like when I was there, like, and I did it those 7 times, it's like it was with men like I would never even fucking think about having or doing anything with, you know what I mean? It was just for the money. Like, so like when I was with the trans chick, like it's like if I'm on a dry spell for a long time.
Because people in the comments are saying that you're a liar because you said that it was once. But I kind of get what you're saying. You're saying that it was one experience with that company.
Exactly. Like that was like the first. Like people use your brain, people. Like come on now.
Shout out to Neek.
They feel like you lying. I get what you're saying though, because you said you were specific in saying when you did Broke Straight.
Yeah, I wasn't saying I did it one time. I just meant like that time that I regretted sucking dick was that time I went to Atlanta and worked for Broke Straight Boys, which was a 7-week or 7-day trip. Like I was there for
you only sucked dick one time. Would you suck a transsexual dick?
I don't know. I'm in the point in life where I'm like, hey, like shit, like.
I think that's what he did. You said you tried to do it, right?
Yeah, I tried to do it with that one chick, like that I was like taking out, but I really didn't like it.
But if another one wants you to, like, it was like, no, give me head. I like head.
It would depend how she looks. Like if she's bad as fuck, like shit, fuck it.
It's still a pee.
I mean, like, fuck it, man. It's like
I really that's a yes.
Huh?
That's
I didn't say no. I mean, I said if she was bad as fuck, then yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Neek for being so open-minded. That's what's up. Right. And Neek, my whole point in coming up was to make these women aware that there are men out here confusing women and, confusing them as to what they like, what they want, and things like that. You women need to be aware of these men. They could be dangerous. Not saying that you are, but it's men out there that are dangerous, and you women need to be aware of what's going on in this world. So
I would say
you guys are
everybody needs to be
tuned, but you guys.
Would you categorize yourself? Because somebody said
keep
so.
Going, I'm listening.
Somebody said so. Basically, he's gay for pay. Would you consider? Because I feel like you have an interest more than just money goes. Because you said that you would fuck a trans when women aren't available. So that's not with money involved. That's your sexual desire. So
no, it is with money involved. Like if I'm like about to fuck a trans chick or a man, it's either gonna be on cam so I can put it on OnlyFans, or if I do want to fuck with them, like they can pay me to not be on cam. You know what I mean? But I don't fuck with DL men, like because DL men, like I feel like those are the ones who like fucking commit the most fucking harm to people because they don't want to be outed. So like say if a top content creator was like a trans or a man and it was like, yo, let's collab, and since I'm just starting, that would help me get followers. So yeah, I'll do that and I'm getting money out of it. But if I'm out and about, or if I'm on Twitter and there's a content creator who's not on there but he's not DL, like meaning he's showing his feet, he doesn't mind showing who he is, and he's like, I just don't want to record. I'm like, okay, well you got to pay my rate. You know what I mean? So you got to pay. Yeah, you got to pay my rate. So
in order for you to have sex with a trans person, it has to be a money transaction involved.
Pretty much. Like, I mean, of course, like every now and then, like I ain't gonna get everybody who wants to pay. So it's like sometimes it'll be for content trade, or sometimes it'll just be for me to get a nut off. So
honestly, the trans they charge. So I'm confused. How are you saying that you're charged? They charge. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When you have sex with them, they're charging you.
Yeah, if they're charging, okay, this is how
You're giving them money. They're not giving you money.
If somebody's not familiar with OnlyFans, let me explain how it works. When there's two content creators who are interested in each other, they do content trade, which means that y'all both keep the video and y'all both put it up on your own platforms. Now, there are some people who don't do content trade when they're like, no, you have to pay my booking fees and you have to pay my rate if you want to film with me. I don't fucking do that. Why? Because I like my money, and right now I don't feel like I should be spending money. I feel like I should only just be like collabing with people. So yeah.
So you feel like just having sex is a quick way to just
he
get money?
He's not the one that paid him, I guess. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'll never really pay. Let me not say really. I've never paid for pussy. If I have, it's just been for like a date or something. So let me rephrase. I never paid for sex. I never paid for sex. So.
Can I ask you something about your OnlyFans?
What's up?
So what's your OnlyFans, right? Because a lot of it, I'm assuming, especially with your content, that a lot of your fans are gay male. Because I know there's actually, I'm sorry?
No, pretty much any man who creates a OnlyFans or puts himself on sex Twitter, their audience is going to be the LGBT.
Because I remember there was a documentary about like, I guess social media people and like OnlyFans, and one of the guys, I don't know if you know him, if you know anybody in the panel, that one light skinned guy with the dreads, they got that big old ass, and he's straight. He got a girlfriend, but he does like a lot of like.
I think his name Flash. His name like Flash Wade. Or
I think so, but he actually does stuff like toys with like playing with himself and all that.
Yeah.
Do you do stuff like that?
I've never put anything in my ass, but like I told Nick, like if I'm in a serious relationship, like I would say she would have to be my wife, but I would let my wife, who is a natural born woman, put a dildo in my ass. Like, fuck it.
See, as a girl, like for me personally, I don't. We had this conversation. You tell me that too, Nick. I don't want to do nothing with your asshole. Like if you want me to do something with your butt, like that's an automatic. Like, yeah, I'm thinking like you. I'm thinking otherwise.
I mean, well, it's not no for him because he's open that he's dabbling. So I mean,
like I said, I wouldn't let no man or no trans fuck man ass, but I would let a chick. I don't
want to fuck no guy's ass. I'm trying to get fucked. Fuck you.
But that's what I'm saying. There's women out there who they satisfy their man's needs, and vice versa. The man satisfies their needs. Like there's a lot of people in relationships out here where their couple, like their partner doesn't even satisfy them, and they're frustrated, and then they go cheat because they're not getting what they getting in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like the next chick that I meet, if I really want to date her seriously, like she has to like be openly like sexual, and that doesn't mean, oh, let me go fuck a trans or let me go fuck a guy. It's like shit, like I still want to create and do OnlyFans like while I'm in a relationship with you, but I guess the understanding is that I won't fuck anybody, I'll just be fucking you, you know what I mean? So
all right, Neat, I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me up here. I appreciate you so much. You guys can if you like, you can follow my podcast at August and Rello Podcast. August and
put the link down in the chat if you can.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. You guys can also follow me at August and September podcast. Alex, I appreciate your honesty. Axel, I appreciate your honesty, man, but I just feel like deep down inside, maybe you should meditate, find out the answer that you're really, really looking for. And Godspeed, man. I appreciate you, Nick, so much.
All right, and that's August and September podcast. Check them out on YouTube, and you get that good content. All right. So is there anybody else who wanted to ask Axel anything? Because Axel has a date tonight with a woman, so we don't want to keep him too long. we don't want to keep him long because he got him a little date with a female tonight. So
natural born woman.
A natural born woman. Yeah, he has a date with a natural born woman tonight. So we don't want to cut too much into his little date that he got going on. So is there anybody else who wanted to ask any questions? If not, we will basically end this. What my conclusion is he's just a super nympho type of guy. And like Nene said, I feel like he's one of those types of guys who is like, if there's a hole available, I'm gonna stick my dick in it. It don't matter if he's fat, tall, black, white, yellow, blue, black, man, woman, whatever. trans, whatever, if you got a hole and he has, and it's an opening, I feel like Axel is the type that is just gonna mess with it all.
She gotta have titties and ass.
But she could be fat, she could be skinny, she could be.
Yeah. Hey, fat chicks got ass, skinny chicks got ass.
Right. Man, woman, as long as they got ass, they got a hole, Axel is down for the hole. So a lot of people was like, I wish he would be honest. I wish he would just say that he's pansexual. I think you kind of admitted that, if there was a label, then that's kind of where you would fall, but you just don't see that for yourself. To feel like,
like somebody called me out on it a while ago, because I made this statement on Twitter a while ago when I had my Twitter up. I was like, I would only date cis women, like I only fuck trans women and men for money and for OnlyFans content. And then like some of them took disrespect for that, and a lot of people was like, that's understandable. Like people need to realize that everybody has their own preferences, and we live in a world full of disagreements and different opinions. So as far as people saying pansexual, like labeling me pansexual, that's cool if you want to label me that. Like I said, I don't care. You can label me whatever you want. It's not going to offend me. It's not going to make me lose money. It's not going to make me lose sleep. You can call me the gayest nigga you want. You can call me a bottom. It doesn't care. All I know for what I am, I'm a human being, and I know what I like. And hey, if shit changes, then hey, I guess y'all be sticking around to find out, right?
And they can follow you on King Axel Green. I think you just started that Twitter, right? Because you don't even have nobody on there, really. I mean that
Instagram. Yeah, I just restarted. Like I've deleted like my shit all the time and shit, because it's like, but it's like now I'm like, fuck it. Like I feel like shit. I like having sex. I like making money. So I'm back.
So if somebody wants to create content with you, how do they reach out to you and whatnot?
Yeah, they can hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, but I do request a verification because there's a lot of catfish out there. So be yourself, shoot your shot. If you get rejected, move on to the next.
Not shoot your shot, and if you get you know what? You too much. You
hey, shoot your shot if I want
to.
Let me
see if there is anybody who somebody said, are you telling your date about this live?
I'm gonna tell her when she gets over here, because surprisingly she is a content creator, and I like just met her, and like so, and she seems like pretty open-minded. So yeah, I'm gonna tell her.
All right, so I have yet. Okay, wait. Somebody said, I have yet to hear any personality traits he finds attractive in a woman. He is objectifying women. Yeah. I feel like he's objectifying everybody to an ass. It's just about ass. That's what he do.
I could list all the different personality traits I like in a woman, but I mean, we didn't discuss those topics. We were just discussing, I guess, more sex. But I mean, if you really want to know what I find and like what I find attractive in a woman, like I guess personality trait wise, then shit. If you that curious, hit me up. Then like, it's that simple, right? Unless they want me to say everything right now. I mean, that's a lot.
I want you to say it now.
I mean, the pretty basic things I like personality traits in a woman is, one, she has an open mind. She doesn't follow the trend, the popular topics. She doesn't follow what all these other women are doing. She has an ability to make a mind for herself and what she wants to do. Two, she's not super materialistic. She's not entitled. She believes in being a partner to her man. And yeah. Shit, those are pretty much the main things. And listen,
yeah, somebody was like, why is he eating if he's going on a date? I think it's like this person said, a Netflix and chill situation.
I mean, what's wrong with, see, that's the thing. People make Netflix and chill so bad nowadays because nobody wants to be looked at as, oh, I'm not a slut and all that. It's like, who gives a fuck? A date is a date. Like, if you vibing with somebody, like, who cares if you go out to eat or just chill in the house? You know what I mean?
Somebody wants to know how often you get STD tested.
Well, because I don't have sex that often. Well, I haven't had sex that often in a while. Even when I was doing porn, I didn't have sex that often. But I try to get tested every 3 months. But if I like do slip up and go raw or something on a condom bust, I'll go get tested the next day. But like I said, like I'm not on PrEP currently, but I was on PrEP because I feel like PrEP is good to be on because you can't take nobody's word. So if the condom busts, you backing yourself up. You know what I mean? So. Or if you choose to go raw, you backing yourself up.
Somebody in the comment called you a serial killer.
Sure, that's funny.
They said he is serial killer, but I think, like this person said, I feel like you're nervous. It's 600 people. I mean, it's almost like
I
700.
mean, I'm not a social media like fucking clout chaser, so I don't be on shit like this. You know what I mean? I mean, not to say shit like I don't be out there looking for like fame and clout. So it's like, yeah, it is kind of nerve wracking that all these people I know they're gonna have opinions and comments to say to me because I don't just be out like discussing all this with people. So yeah, it's the first experience for me, but I ain't scared. Like I'm fucking on here, like fucking being myself. So yeah.
Somebody said, "Why is he private?" Axel, I just requested you on IG. Please accept. His IG is right under. It says King Axel Green. IG King Axel Green.
People do not pay attention to details. You know?
His IG is on the screen. It's been on the screen the whole time.
Whole time.
So someone said, "Why do gay porn? Does women porn pay less?"
Gay porn pays way more. So like when I first started doing porn, everybody was like, "Oh, do gay porn, you get paid more, you get paid more." Like, that's the thing, man. It's like before I got into porn, like I thought like the top straight porn stars, I thought like all these dudes were just like fucking, you know, like just like it's like, man, you can't put nothing past nobody, man. Like just because somebody's showing you that they only do one thing doesn't mean they do something else behind closed doors. So it's like there's been plenty of straight porn stars who started out gay, got their following up, made their money, and switched over. Like it's fucking being more acceptable nowadays. Like in the past, people used to like blacklist like men who would do gay for pay. You know what I mean? Like women didn't want to fuck with them, but it's becoming more open now. Like so, it's like you don't even know like somebody sick. Like you think this dude is straight, but you don't know who the fuck he's fucking behind closed doors unless you got a private investigator or a camera. So I feel like the only thing you should be worried about is if this person is STD free or not. So. That's how I feel. Yeah. But yeah, gay porn pays way more than straight porn, and it's harder for men to like link up with some of these female content creators because a lot of them don't want a partner, and most of them only fuck with people like if you know you credible, like and you ain't no serial killer, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, thank you. Somebody last one said I feel like
low standards.
And low standards.
I was about to say good job, but then it said low standards. That sounded went down the wrong way.
All right. So, I mean, I guess that's about it. I guess we can wrap it up there. I respect your honesty. I feel like, you know, it's you. You know what you like and what you don't like. I don't think that everybody likes the same thing. I was in a situation to where I was talking to a guy, and before I was talking to him, I thought that there was no such thing as bisexual. Like I was like, if you mess with men, you're gay. Like that was my mentality before. I used to think that as long as you like if any guy who would mess with a man or mess with a trans, they're gay. Like, and they don't like women and they're just lying to themselves and they're just trying to cover it up and they're just only trying to, you know, do this type of thing. And then I dealt with the DL guy. And the guy I felt like he was into me, but I felt like, you know, he was living a lie. He was living a DL lifestyle. And it wasn't until that encounter that I realized that people can be bisexual, because I felt like he was bisexual. It wasn't a situation to where I felt like, yeah, maybe he wasn't completely honest with himself, but I also felt like he was also like into women too. Like I felt like he was very much into me, but I felt like he was also just, you know, into that other side that he was not open and honest about. Me going forward, I don't want to date a guy who's been with a guy, or I don't want to date a guy who's dabbling. I want a guy who's like masculine, wants to fuck pussy and only pussy, and that's it. But that's just me. But there's a lot of women who they'll look at you and they'll think like, you know, I don't mind. Like if he like me, it's cool, whatever, you know, they don't care about your past because they probably had a past to do certain things.
Exactly.
But it wasn't until that experience that I realized that I think that there is a such thing as bisexual. Before I didn't think so. Before I thought if you had sex or any type of sexual contact with a man, you gay. Like that's what I used to think. So my mind kind of changed. But going forward, I prefer you know, just my preference. I prefer a guy who only wants to sleep with women,
Right.
that only, you know, been with women. But I think after this, I feel like, you know, a lot of people fronting in a chat. I feel like a lot of people gonna be in your DM.
It is what it is.
And I think that, you know, more people are accepting than willing to admit.
Yeah, that's just a part of life, man. It's like not everybody's gonna like you. If everybody likes you, then that means like you being a people pleaser and you ain't really being fully honest, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because everybody got flaws, everybody got a past. Who gives a fuck? Like nobody's perfect. Like you ain't gonna find your Prince Charming, you ain't gonna find your Prince Jasmine. Like people gonna come with their baggages and flaws. It's all about if you really love that person enough to, you know, what's the word? To you know,
Sugar Wells says, I don't mind a bi dude, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, that's
okay. So, you know, see, there's more women who, you know,
yeah,
feel that way. But
I was looking for.
Is there anything else you want people to know about you, and where can they find you outside of your Instagram?
I mean, shit, like Instagram, Twitter, those are just pretty much the main platforms I use. I may start doing webcam again. Like Twitter is my main platform I'm gonna be using, but for now,
how do they find you on Twitter?
My Twitter, I'll put my link tree in my Instagram, but my Twitter, if anybody wants it right now, is Axel Green XXX. So
Axel Green XXX, and then to find you on Instagram, it's King Axel Green.
Yeah.
Why is it private?
Because I want to set it up the way I want it for right now, and then two, it's like at first I was like, man, I don't want like too many people like adding me, because like I don't want to get it like a lot of unsolicited stuff that I want, but eventually I'm gonna open it up. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
You guys just coming in. He's 29. He's in California. He and what else? Is there anything else you want them to know about you?
Shit, I mean, if you just want to get to know me, shit, just hit me up. Like I'm a fucking open-minded dude. Like shit, like shoot your shot. I'll tell you if I fuck with you or if I don't fuck with you. So I mean,
are you looking to be in a serious relationship with a woman?
Yeah,
or are you looking to just
if I can find one who meets everything that I'm looking for, yeah, if she's like open-minded and not, you know, too judgmental about like my past, you know what I mean? Like, then, and if she's okay with me still doing my OnlyFans, but you know, yeah, and if she wants to get on OnlyFans with me, then cool. But yeah, I'm a pretty simple guy, pretty regular. I ain't no famous person. I ain't fucking rich. I just live my life and do me. Stay out of people's business. So,
they want to know how tall you are.
6'1".
Okay, he says 6'1". How tall is he asking for a friend?
You want to say it again?
They said, how tall are you asking for a friend? He's 6'1".
Yeah, man, I ain't in no rush. Like shit, like she said around 8, so like I'm good to 8. But,
yeah, well, we're gonna end it here.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Maybe we'll do a follow-up one day. And you know, that'll be that. Thank you for coming on to the show. If you guys have not subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button right now. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. If you guys want to have more real life topics like this with individuals telling their stories, telling their experiences, and coming on this platform to do things like that, definitely let me know in the chat, in the comment section, that is. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, this is the perfect time to subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and be sure to visit my website, okay? Go to neekatnight.com to see all of the goodies that I have available on my website. Now it's time for a message from my sponsor, and my sponsor being myself, neekatnight.com. Check the link in the description to find all the cute goodies I have available on my website. I have these cool, super cute, comfy house shoes available and some new super cute pajamas, but these house shoes won't